So for us, normal life was just work, church, and my kids' school activities. I was just living day to day, not knowing my purpose, not knowing anything. And I got this ridiculous sickness called COVID, and it almost took me out. I almost died from it. My wife's grandpa had a funeral, and everyone showed up, all the family. One of them had COVID, and we didn't know that. So they ended up infecting several people that were at the funeral. So it actually only took about 2 days, and I started feeling the effects. For the first week, I didn't feel that bad. I didn't feel bad at all. I just, I didn't really have a sore throat. I didn't really have a runny nose. I just had congestion, and I noticed my heart rate was higher than it should be. Then it progressed, and I wasn't sleeping at all because I couldn't sleep. I started coughing, I couldn't breathe, I couldn't get comfortable. Think of like the worst flu or cold that you ever had and magnify that 100 times over. I tried sleeping at the dinner table with a pillow because I couldn't lay down. On top of that, I had back pain that was just excruciating. And I just figured, 2 weeks, I'd be fine.
About 10 days in marked the time that Brian really started struggling. We decided to just go get monoclonal antibodies. And so that's actually what prompted us to go to the hospital. Plus, Brian was unable to sit in a chair. So from there, we were both in separate rooms. And next thing I hear from the room next to me is that he's being admitted, and the nurse is telling me that they're giving him a very, very serious medication that's going to stop his heart and then reboot it. And I'm like, excuse me? We were just coming in for the treatment, well, no, he just cost himself a night in the hospital. Drove home by myself that night, not really knowing what to expect. Within 2 days, we were getting word that he was gonna be in the ICU. So that's when really everything changed.
People are asking me, I'm getting paranoid really in the ICU. I'm laying there and people are coming in and I'm telling them, why are you trying to kill me?
Yeah.
I was saying that to people all by myself and out of my mind and trying to make decisions. So I had a person asking me, do you want to be resuscitated? And at first I was like, no, I don't. I guess in my mind, thinking back now, I was thinking, I don't want to be resuscitated because I want to go see Jesus. I don't want to deal with this anymore. And it gives me goosebumps when I say that. But I don't want to leave my family alone right now. I want to still be here with my kids. I want to see them grow up and be men, get married. I want to see grandkids someday. Even though I wanted to see Jesus, I wanted to stay. And I knew that I had things I needed to do on this earth. Shane called me that morning and everyone was there praying for me. And he told me about someone had a vision of a vine that was wrapping around me. And through that vision, they were saying there's gonna be new life, that this is not the end, that I am not gonna die. And it was at that moment that I really got hope. That night, the church prayed was the miracle night. I was streaming it on my iPad in the hospital, not knowing that anything was gonna happen. And Rebecca started praying. She, talked about some of the texts that I had sent to her, how worship will never be the same for me. It will be so much more. It's not gonna be hands in the pocket, barely singing. Now it's gonna be hands in the air, singing out loud. During that prayer, my heart rate went from 130 down to in the 90s, right after the church prayed for us. It was amazing. It was a miracle. And it's because of that, I believe, and God was why I am not still in the hospital, that I'm not in the hospital for months, that I was only in for 2 weeks.
The church body has been absolutely just amazing. I'm gonna start crying. Oh, it's just been overwhelming. Truly, the hands and feet of Jesus. I mean, truly, 100%. It's like Jesus has been taking care of us the whole time.
Jesus, just for everything in our life, is just our helper in it all. He helps us with everything. There is no joy without him. He helps us with that. He helps us live on this earth and have joy. God has given me a second chance, has said to me, don't take your life day to day. He's saying, live for me, and I will help you through your life, and I will show you what your purpose is.